Hey YouTube, I'm working on another little project. Working on my 1989 Ford F-150 XLT Lariat extended cab two-wheel drive. I just recently bought this. It's in very great conditions. I mean, it has never been painted. Body's completely straight. Interior is perfectly clean. Has only 83,000 miles on it. And the previous owner installed some larger tires, so some good looking 16-inch rims. Yeah, let me take you to those rims here. And he slapped some 265/75 R16 on there. And yeah, diameter wise, they're about an inch and a half taller than the original 235/75 15. It doesn't really cause much problem. Speedometer is only a couple miles an hour off. I already calculated that. That's no big deal. But the tires kept rubbing on this suspension part here. Right there, already repainted a little bit. And instead of now spending $500-600 on a set of new tires that come closer to the diameter of the original stock tires, I bought a set of spacers, and I will try to get away with just a 1/4 inch thick aluminum spacer. The lug bolts and nuts are long enough to give enough thread so that it's still safe and yeah, in accordance to DOT rules, and how many threads you have to be able to thread on the lug nuts. Only problem is that those cheaply made aluminum spacers, once they sit on the bolts here, they are not centered. And that kind of bothers me because, I mean, you put them on off center. First of all, the rim will not sit on the flat surface evenly. And it might cause a little bit of an imbalance when you're going faster speeds. And then I came up with this idea. So they're the center hubcaps, center, whatever they are called, which sit kind of here in between, slide right into the middle of the rim, right there. And it just so happened, here, let me show you that. Just so happened that those spacers slide right over it. So now I figure instead of sliding the cap through the rim and putting them, let me show, instead of doing that with one hand is kind of a pain in the neck here. Come on. Oh my goodness. There we go. So instead of sliding the center cap just through the rim and then mounting them with the rim on top of the spacer like this, I decided to slide the spacer over the cap and then through the rim, and then it will pretty much like this, like that, centered, nicely centered. How does it fit? Like this, and then the rim on it. Only problem is on the back side, those caps have a little bit of a lip, and this lip now sits on top of the spacer, which makes them, or makes the spacers, come on, focus, here we go, makes the spacer wobble a little bit. So makes them wobble a little bit because they're not sitting flush on the wheel hub here. So I went ahead. Don't yell at me, oh, safety, it's gonna break and it's gonna fall off and stuff. So no, actually I don't think so. I put the cap through, took a Sharpie, nice black line around it, took them into the vise and a file and just countersunk them a little bit so that this lip of the cap fits right in there. And that after all that filing around, the surface here sits flush on the hub. And then, this piece here doesn't hold anything. The weight and the forces are still held by the bolts and the nuts and the rim. And this is pretty much just clamped between the hub and the backside of the rim. And now with this kind of little trick here, I turned a $10 pair of spacers, or $12 off of eBay, into a perfectly centered spacer. So if I show you that one more time here. So now this one that I already filed slides right over here with my little countersunk space here. It's almost flush with the surface of the spacers. And now put it on. Oh, there we go, like so. And the spacers now don't wobble anymore. They sit flush on the surface of the hub. And as soon as I put the rim over it, since this cap here fits right into the center hole of the hello, focus. Everything will be centered pretty much. And then I don't need to be afraid that this spacer here is kind of off center or slid over to one side, usually like this, to the bottom, of course. And there's no way that you can kind of control this. So yeah, I came up with that little idea. We'll let you know if it causes any problems or wobble in the steering wheel. I just want to try this out before I spend $400 on a new set of tires. If I may be able to stop the edge of the tire here rubbing on the suspension over there. I hope it helps someone. And yeah, I hope you like these kind of videos. If you like it and subscribe, I will make more. Thank you.